I
That's
remember
crazy.
when
Dude, you never told me. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Dude You Never Told Me. I am Devante, and I will be hosting today with my two best friends.
I'm Anthony, and I will be participating today with my two best friends.
I'm Alex. I will also be participating.
Oh yeah, participating. Y'all should be
We're collaborating.
in this.
Whatever you want to call it, semantics.
We're commingling.
Tomato.
Well, I wanted to start off, but this morning it was like raining at like 3 a.m.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you experienced that, Alex.
I did not.
Because Anthony, you're like all the way out. But no, this morning it was like hailing, dude.
Ooh,
Like
yikes.
like small hail. It was like hitting up against the window. I thought the window was gonna bust. Like it was literally from 3 to 4.
Oh no!
Like this morning.
No.
Like I woke up and I was just like, oh my gosh, is the world ending? Because it was like thunderstorming and hailing outside, and I was like, my car. But it was all good.
The craziest night I ever had was with a storm. I was in bed like
You had to specify.
like dead sleeping, right? And I heard the loudest thunder go off, and I literally woke up from my dead sleep. I look at my wife, I look at Chelsea, and I'm like, Chelsea, I love you. Like I thought the world was about to split in two. I thought
she
the
woke up
world was
too?
about to end. Oh yeah, we both woke up. Sadie woke up. Everyone was awake. It
Dang.
was so terrifyingly loud. I really thought like the planet just like popped or something. Like I didn't know what was happening.
Yeah, it'd be coming out of nowhere. It didn't rain where you're at, Anthony.
Nope, I didn't. No, it didn't rain at all. I think it's supposed to rain sometime this week, but I don't really know when.
Well, welcome to the first week of fall, my boys. It is officially fall season, and you know what happens when the fall season comes around. You start dressing a little bit better, right?
Yes, I love like my winter closet and my fall closet. I can finally wear like long pants and like flannel shirts again. Great.
Yeah. Get
Can't
a little stylish.
Can't get away with that in summertime.
To get into the episode, sorry about last week, everybody, our fans, our audience, our chat. I was in the hospital care now, my favorite place to go whenever I get hurt. And thank you for all the messages and comments and whatnot, text messages, whatever, coming my way to ask me how I was. I'm doing way better. I'm not going to show you my finger because it looks nasty. And I don't have it wrapped, but it is healing. It's better. And to give you a little backstory on what happened. So this is my first home improvement injury. I don't know if you guys have had injuries while trying to home improve.
Not recently.
Not yet, at least.
Not in the last year.
Oh my gosh.
Not anything to land me in the hospital. So
yeah.
Man. So to tell you what I was doing, I was on the ladder trying to change the vent on the ceiling, like add an air filter to the ceiling. And as I was doing it, I was putting it in, and I had to like smudge it in there. And as I was smudging in there, the air filter and the side of the vent, like it got smushed into my finger. And so I like kind of slid it in like that. And yeah, it like cut pretty deep.
Why did you keep going?
Well, I didn't notice. And then like out of nowhere, I was like, something hurts. And then I look and I was like, oh snap, I'm bleeding. And then I was like walking, I'm bleeding. And she's like, let me see. And she's like, ooh, that looks kind of deep. And I was like, okay, where's the Band-Aid? You know, like I was just gonna put a Band-Aid on it and keep going.
I knew it.
So are you gonna need like stitches now?
I told Chelsea exactly that. I said if it was just you and Walker was there, I was like, this man would have just put a Band-Aid on it, wrapped it or something.
And just like streaming blood down your finger as you're trying to clean your house.
Hey, not the first time that's ever happened, but yeah, I was literally like, I'll be fine. And she was like, no, we need to go. And so we're at the new house, and there is no first aid kit, and so, but all we have is like a napkin and some blue tape. And so I wrapped the little
Nice.
napkin around my finger and put the blue tape, and I go to Karen now, and the Karen now's like looking at it like, what the heck? And I'm like, we don't
That's
have
all I
anything in the
had.
house. Yeah.
Don't judge me, care now, doctor.
And then
Oh,
the
they
doctor, he
definitely
comes in and he's like, so do you want stitches or do you want us to do some arts and crafts? And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, we got some glue and tape.
Oh,
And
I was
was
like, oh, we have
glue and
paper for you. You know, some finger painting. It's gonna be great. You come with your own paint already. Wow, so cool.
Oh man.
Exactly. I was already ready for it, man. And even the nurse
Right.
was like making fun of me. She was like looking at Wakana and she had to give me the, what is it, a tetanus shot? Is that what they call it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the tetanus shot.
Yeah.
Oh, you
and-
didn't know when you last time you took a tetanus shot?
No.
Yeah, that's why you need to take. You should. It's one of the things where you should know because you only need one every 10 years or so. And so if you already
Well,
have one, you'll need to take another shot.
Now we have it documented.
Yes, now you have a document.
There you go.
Years from now, I'll be all right. And so, yeah, they're like, I'm y'all know I'm scared of needles and blood. And so, the
Among other
nurse,
things.
yes, among other things, height. The nurse, she's like, she asked me that question. I'm like, yeah, I'm bad at this stuff. I can't look at it. And then she's like, so where are you from? And then as she's saying like, where are you from? She's putting the needle in, and then I'm answering the question, and she's like, you know what? I don't even care where you're from. I was just trying to distract you. And
Nice.
I was like, thank you.
What a
oh,
professional.
Yeah.
And then she looks at Wakana and she's like, make sure you take them out to ice cream after, And I'm like, hey, man, they're just playing with my
Did she?
feelings here. No, she didn't. We went right back to the house.
Nice.
And got back to work.
Right back to work. Oh man.
You
So
literally
did
put.
you get the air filter put in?
Yeah.
Yeah, I literally went back and finished putting in the first one, and then I put in the second one. So they're both in there.
Did you cry?
So is this a monthly air filter
did
or
not.
like how long does it last? Because I'm curious how often we need to worry about these
Trauma?
injuries.
Nah, man. Devante's
so-
traumatized now, so he's not gonna do it
A
for a
little bit.
while.
I have a little trial. Next time I put in an air filter, I'll definitely wear gloves and make sure that my finger does not get stuck in between. But it's the thick ones. It's like the 20 by 20 by 4 inches,
Mhm.
and it says up to 12 months. Yeah,
Oh.
but
Yeah.
we have cats, so I'm guessing probably 6 to 8 months. I mean, which is fine. And there's two of them.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
Home Depot will be
yeah.
my best friend from here on out.
Nice.
Gotcha.
I was saying, man, you literally put your blood, sweat, and maybe eventually tears into your house. Congratulations! It's been what, you owned it for like a week. already
Literally.
putting your life into
I
it.
was about to start crying for the paint.
I think you meet all the requirements to haunt the house if you die.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah,
Hey,
your
October's
blood
around the
right.
corner.
You made a blood pact with your house now, so
You ever seen that
Not
movie
bad.
Monster House? That'll be Devante.
yeah.
That movie was actually scary as a kid. I was
It
like, what
was
the heck
scary.
is this? No, painting. I don't know if you guys ever painted. Oh my gosh, bro. Painting is, I respect
You know
whoever
I have.
paints. Yeah, you have.
The only time I painted was when I was maybe like 6th grade. I moved into the condo I lived in like during high school era, and my mom wanted to paint my room. It went from like a yellow to more of like a cream color. But this is the era where you don't find those like all-in-one primer plus paint. So I had to prime my walls first and then put the paint on it. Well, me being like 6th grade, which is what, like 10 years old. Yeah, right.
Mhm.
So 10ish.
Yeah. 12 years. 12
I
years
wanted it to shortcut because I didn't want to paint my room. I want to go play video games. I want to go play Legos. I want to do something else other than painting. So I just did like a half-assed job painting, priming, not paint, priming the room. And so when I went to paint it, it ended up super splotchy. Like it was just like shades different everywhere. And my mom was like, "This is why you gotta, take your time, prime everything." I was so bad at painting my room. My mom just ended up hiring a contractor to do it instead.
Oh my gosh. The amount of money.
Yeah, thankfully nowadays it's a lot easier.
Yeah,
I
you get
mean,
that 2-in-1.
yeah, that's what we got. We got Glidden, and then we got that 2-in-1.
Does it
primer and
actually work
paint.
though? Is it as good as? Okay.
It's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
As long as you
so-
put on like 2 or 3 coats.
Depending on the cost, it can be a 1-coat paint. But if you go a little bit cheaper, then yeah, you're probably looking at two coats, which that's what we did. So
Yeah.
now
Interesting.
you might not need a full on second coat, because for me, what I did, I just kind of touched up with a brush on certain spots that looked a little bit whiter. And if you look a little closely, you can probably find some spots here or there, but from afar, nobody's looking that hard, and I highly doubt my kid's gonna be looking that hard. So she's probably gonna want to change the color of the room growing up eventually. So that's why I'm not sweating it.
Well, I wanted to ask you guys, when was the last time that y'all went to the hospital? Mine was just last week. So
like for personal reasons or just in general?
Yeah, like just in general. And do y'all mind going to the hospital? Because whenever I go, I get queasy, dog. Like I just cannot step into a hospital without having my blood pressure like skyrocket.
Right.
I haven't been to hospital for myself, but I've been to hospital for my wife before, whether it's like just a surgery or like a check-in or something like that. So I went to my wife's. She had a surgery, not a surgery. She had to get like a scan or something like that, and they took her into like the back room, and I was gonna wait in the lobby. Just whenever she's returned, I'll drive her back home and then head to work. I was waiting there. I was on my phone. I was like, I'm gonna go play a game on my phone. I'm here. This scan will take like a while, so I might as well just like relax a little bit. So I'm on my phone. I'm playing a game, and I hear someone says my wife's like last name. I was like, Mr. Lee, can you come here? And I was like, who the F is this person not coming there helping his wife? Like, what the heck? Like, yeah, Mr. Lee, your wife needs you. And I was like, who the heck is this person leaving his, not being there for his wife? And then they literally walked up to me and was like, hey, your wife needs you. I'm like, oh, I'm that person. I'm the not being there for their wife.
Oh no,
Mr. Lee. And so, so I rushed back in there, and those things like, oh, you need to distract her. And I actually want to pose this question to Alec, because, you're eventually going to have a kid soon. You may need to distract your wife during labor. If the nurse told you, hey, distract your wife, what are you going to do?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Because for me, I didn't know what I was going to do. I panicked. I was like, I don't know. How are you doing?
Yes.
How do you think she's doing?
I think under pressure, that's what I would say. I'd be like, so how are you? How are things? And she'd probably start yelling at me, I don't know. See, if I think about it and say out loud, she's probably watching. So like, I don't want to give it all away. So let's just say I will probably come up with some type of story or some type of question to get her mind off of things without revealing too much.
So you would.
That was so vague.
Would you do like would you create a story? Would you say, hey, remember so and so? Remember back then when we did X, Y, and Z?
Either that, or I might be talking to her about like the future. Be like, gosh, you know what? I'll just say what I'm thinking. Okay, I'd probably be like
story time.
Probably be like, so I'll be like, hey, I know this is tough what we're going through right now, but just think about like how it's gonna be so worth it by the end of it. Like you just gotta keep going. I'm right here with you. I've got your back. Blah blah blah.
This man just got encouraging words.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I mean, that's
because
good. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I mean, what do you want me to be like? Hey, suck it up, kid. Like what?
Yeah, I'd be like, hey, walking to guess what? And then she would go ballistic. I'd be like, there you go. She's distracted.
Yeah. Right. Have you seen those videos on TikTok where they're like, you can't use one word to make me mad, can you? And
like,
he
why?
says like one word, why? Yeah. And she's like, what do you mean why? And then she just starts getting frustrated.
That is the one word.
That just reminds me of like those little kids who are like, why? They say why all the time. Like, why is this? Why? Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
The never ending whys.
I definitely just keep on asking her. Guess what? When was like the earliest memory besides being born, if you can even remember that you had like your earliest experience in the hospital?
Oh, I got a tonsillectomy as a kid.
Dang, you got your tonsils out?
Yeah, I did. I got my tonsils removed. This was like like when I was like 6 to 8 years old. And this is like I lived in the apartment and before I moved into the house. So I did get tonsillectomy as a kid, as a And then all I remember was just eating like endless popsicles and endless ice cream. Because I don't know, have y'all ever had like a tonsillectomy or like a mouth surgery, like oral surgery?
So it's crazy that you say that because while I didn't, my brother did, and that was gonna be my story. My earliest memory is my brother having it done to him. So yeah, I kind of know exactly what you went through him.
Yeah, I just ate tons of ice cream, tons of like popsicles.
The rumor is true. You got to eat a bunch of ice cream.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I my throat was on fire, and so I remember I did that during the summertime. So I went to like summer camp, and my mom, like I think, told the counselors like, "Hey, Anthony had a tonsillectomy. He won't be talking too much, and then he has like he can't eat anything crunchy because they're worried that the sharp edges would end up scratching my throat and causing it to bleed." So I remember it was snack time, and everyone was getting Ritz crackers or whatnot. But then they didn't have anything that's like soft, so like someone went out to buy like those like Bluebell ice creams for me. Because it was cooling and it was great for my throat.
Yeah.
And so the kids were like, they're so jealous. Like, oh, why does Andy get like an ice cream? I eat this dry ass cracker.
Everybody wants their tonsils taken out when they see you like that.
Ritz and ice cream are pretty good. I don't know if y'all ever did that before.
Ritz and ice cream?
Yeah. It's actually pretty good.
Okay.
Dang, tonsil. I still have my tonsils, but how was that? What did they do? Like, I don't even know the process.
They like cut your tonsils, like reduce them in size.
Like they cut the side of your neck or like through your mouth or what?
Yeah. So like it's all through your mouth. Do you know what where the tonsils are? They're like in like the. Okay, I'm not like I'm not a doctor or a biologist or someone who knows the human anatomy, but it's like it's kind of like right here-ish, and so they remove it. Oh, they don't. They just like shave it down, cut it to make it more less big, essentially. But I just remember
look it up on TikTok later, Devante. I saw a video of somebody getting them removed, like a diagram of how it looked.
You got me passed out on the couch. I'm good.
But yeah, I just remember going in there. They had they turned before you either go under, and so they had me watch TV. I'm laying in this little room, this little cute room. And they turn off the lights, and my mom was with me. And then, they're just like, oh yeah, she'll stay with you until you fall asleep. So I just remember watching some Scooby-Doo, Hanna-Barbarian cartoon. And my mom just talking to me. And then boom, I was out. And then when I woke up, I just felt the sharpest pain in my throat. And I'm too groggy. I can't open my eyes. I just remember my throat being it was on fire.
Dang, that's a crazy first story or first time.
Did you have to get a nurse to come help you, or what did you?
No, I was in post-op. I was already recovering. They had already removed my tonsils, so I was resting. My mom was next to me. I think my uncle was next to me as well, and so they're just waiting for me until I wake up. And then it was whenever I woke up, they're like, "Oh, are you thirsty?" They're like, "Yeah, here's some ice cream because you can't just chug a cup of water when you just have your tonsils removed because it's still very raw. So they want something that's cooling to help cool it down, but not a waterfall of water going down your throat." So they gave me a popsicle. They gave me one of those rocket popsicles, the red, white, blue ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long does it take for recovery? How many days, weeks?
Dude, it's been two decades. I don't remember.
Okay. You're valid. That's valid.
I
want to say it took me
too long. Maybe
it takes a week or two
max.
Yeah, a week or two. I did not eat solid food for a decent amount of time.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You never told me.
I remember whenever it happened to my brother, that was actually a fun experience for me because I got to play on the GameCube in his room.
Nice.
And that was my first introduction to Pokemon, actually.
Wait, so you yourself did not go to hospital, so it was just for Chris.
It was for Chris. Yeah.
Oh. Interesting.
Yeah. That was my earliest memory. But yeah, no, historically speaking, hospitals and me, we're not very familiar with each other just because I never really ever had to go for myself.
Dang, that's good, man.
Yeah,
that's a good thing.
Sadly,
I cannot say the same. I've been I tried to avoid hospitals at the best of my ability. I even tried to avoid it for this occasion. I was just gonna put a band-aid on it and keep going. But
yeah,
I don't think I've ever told y'all this story. Back in the earliest that I went to the hospital was back in elementary. And it's a very the Asian thing where you're the slicers, the
like a
vegetable slicers.
mandolin.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, mandolin.
Like you slice it, and so I think I was like slicing a carrot, and yeah, I was slicing a carrot, and my thumb, I'm like a kid. This is probably like third grade, and I'm like slicing it, and it just goes. I'm like, I felt it, and I was like, and I looked at it, and I'm like, there's like blood everywhere.
Yeah.
And I look at my mom, and I'm like, Mom, because I've never experienced like blood like in this case. I was like, Mom,
I know
am I gonna
exactly.
die? Like I thought I was about to die, bro. And I'm bleeding out, and I'm like getting lightheaded, and like everything's like turning black, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna die.
Heaving a little bit.
No, I literally thought I was about to die, bro. And then because this is like the first time I ever experienced like blood, like blood, like this amount of blood. And so like, my mom's like looking through the thing to find like the other part of my thumb that like sliced off pretty much. And so, I think she like called my dad. So this is like a little bit of time, right? Because like my dad had to get off of work, come pick me up, and then we went to the hospital. And at that time, like they're like, oh, it'll be fine. They like super glued it back on, like part of the skin that came off. And I was like, is this real?
Is
like
this even legal?
Can you just arts and crafts this and glue it on, And I just remember
it was a video
like
game all of a sudden.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy because like my little, third grade me is like, I thought I was about to die, and they're gluing back on a piece of my thumb,
like he's just like an action figure. Yeah.
And so like that was my first case that I just remember going to the hospital, and they just glued back my thumb. And what's even wilder is my second case, and it was like in 5th grade. And in 5th grade, for some reason, I was like play fighting with my best friend in 5th grade.
Okay.
And we started throwing.
Yeah, like boys do. I got you.
And we started throwing rocks. And I don't know why we started throwing rocks, but we started throwing rocks. And dude, he threw a rock and it hit me
right on the head.
Yeah, right here. Like there's like a scar right here. And all I remember was like, I don't remember getting hit, but I remember like all the blood like gushing down, like my face, the side of my face. And then the teacher like comes over and like, what happened? And then like, she's like trying to rush me to the nurse's office. And so little 5th grade me is not worried about the blood at this moment. Little 5th grade me is worried about my dad who has to,
get off work.
Who has to get off work and take me to the hospital because of a stupid rock.
Mess around and find out.
Exactly. And so like, that shows you where my priorities were as a 5th grader. Like I was scared of my dad, right? I mean, you guys see my dad. It was crazy. And so like, I had like blood rushing down, and then like, he's like, my dad comes in and he's like, why were you throwing rocks? And I'm like he's not even worried about the blood, And so
he knows you're going to be okay.
Yeah, I think I was all right at that moment. Like I'm just holding it like this. And so he takes me to the hospital, and then at the hospital, they're like, oh yeah, he's going to need like stitches or staples.
Mm-hmm.
And so
staples?
Yeah,
Did you have
and
to get staples?
I got staples. This is another arts and crafts project, right? Like my whole life has been arts and crafts. And so they put like they clean it up, and then they put like glue, and they're like, pinching it together, and then they staple it. And I'm just like, what's happening right now? And they asked my dad. My dad is also bad with like blood and hospitals. And so they ask him, there has to be a parent whenever this happens. And they're like, Mr. Johnson, would you like to stay in the room when this happens? He's like, nope. He's like, you're going to have a big ass black man just pass on the floor, and it's just going to be more work for y'all. So I'm going to leave the room.
Oh, no, I'm good.
He's like, I'll trust that you guys do what you got to do. And then the doctor was like, okay, we got it from here. And so he's like outside the room while I'm getting like stitched up. And I'm like, a little 5th grader, like, oh my gosh, like my dad just left me. Like, what's going on?
I can literally picture your dad in that moment. That sounds hilarious.
Like he himself was like scared, He's like, nope, I'm out. And so that was like the second instance that I had ever experienced a doctor both dealing with blood, which is probably why I'm bad with blood and needles in hospitals, because that's all the experience I've had, And then my nurse is a wife, or my nurse is a wife. My wife is a nurse. And so it's just like, I'm just dealing with
got a little bit dyslexia after he got hit with that rock.
Oh, definitely. I might be. I get my D's and my lowercase B's, messed up sometimes. But those are my two hospital experiences as a kid, and they both were pretty bad.
I guess I can say I had one experience, but it wasn't in a hospital. It was kind of outside, where remember when I had to get knee surgery?
Yeah.
Back in the day? Yeah, that's the closest I've been to a hospital in terms of being operated on. They had
it's pretty big, dude.
Yeah, I mean, but it wasn't as big as it sounds. Like knee surgery, when you hear it, it's usually like, oh yeah, like that's a pretty big deal. All they did was they poked like 3 holes in my knee, kind of like this, in like a triangle formation. They took like a little camera around in there and looked to see how it was, because they thought I tore my meniscus, but I didn't, thankfully. And so it was very minor, very uninvasive. Like, I mean, like, yeah, that's basically it. They just said, okay, like we did just a little bit of work, touched it up, drained some fluid, mostly just draining fluid.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I mean, the only thing that I could say is like an after effect from that is every now and then my knee kind of hurts. And yeah, it's not very often. For all I know, it could be arthritis or something. And maybe it's a sign that it's going to rain soon.
Hey, man.
Your old dang knee.
They injected holes into your knee, though.
Yeah,
but my hair covers it now as an adult. Or as a kid, I didn't have that.
I think one of my gruesome injuries was like I had like those like outlet plugs. I actually had that like penetrate into like my knee, like not into the bone part, but into like the little gap in your knee. Because I was walking on my knees. 'Cause I think I was cleaning up or picking up some stuff, and I had like those like block charger that has like the prongs like here.
Yeah.
And then my knee went into
that
it.
into your knee.
Yeah, just one though. Luckily, just
one.
How old were you? I was I think probably 7th or 8th grade.
Bro, most kids play with Legos and they get them stuck in their knee, not prongs from outlets.
And it was wild. So like this is a little TMI, and I'm so sorry for all of our listeners, but like when I pulled it out, no blood came out for a good minute.
That's nasty.
It was just like a hole.
Yeah.
I mean, that's some courage that you pulled it out. Like I would have been like, somebody else got to pull this out. No.
I was such in shock that it didn't hurt at the moment, and even when I pulled it, it didn't hurt. It only started hurting when I put like the Band-Aid over it, and I started walking around like, oh yeah, this is actually gonna hurt now.
So your mind, you shocked your mind.
Yeah, and so like for the longest time, I had like a scar right where I punctured it, but like because it happened like almost like a decade and a half ago, like it's mostly gone now.
That's good.
Let's see.
All these hospital stories made me squirmish.
Let's
move on.
You gotta clean yourself up after that one.
For real.
Take a shower. Speaking of showers, dude. So I wanted to get into the topic of personal hygiene, because for me, like the first day when it happened, it's on my hand, right? And the doctor was like, it's not waterproof, but you can get it wet, but like it's not waterproof. And so practically, I like to take long showers, and so I can't get my hands wet, and it makes it hard for me. I'm like showering with one hand pretty much at that point.
Okay.
And so I wanted to ask, what are you guys' like hygiene or shower routine like? Do you guys use a rag whenever you shower? This is an important question.
No.
I think some people don't understand.
I don't.
No,
you don't use a rag when you shower?
But I have like a little sponge.
Okay, so you do use something besides your hand,
like a loofah.
Like soap
Yeah,
bar.
I use like a loofah.
Oh,
wash yourself.
I use my hands.
Yeah, so
But
I use a loofah, like a loofah sponge.
Wait,
Yeah,
I'll grab body wash, and then I'll put it on the loofah, and then I'll just go over my body, and that's what I
so
use.
You use something.
I'll make sure to clean the bottom of my feet too, because I know you're gonna ask me later about that one.
Hey, I was getting to that.
Wait, so
after you don't use anything?
No.
Like you just use your hands?
Yeah.
So you just like put soap on your hand and you just go like this?
Yeah.
Oh no, I can't do that. I feel like I'm wasting so much soap that way.
Yeah, how much soap do you use? Like a dime size?
No, I mean like I use soap, and then if I feel like there's not enough soap, I add more soap. It's just you have a supply of soap, right?
With the sponge, you just put a little bit, or the loofah. I just put a little bit, and then it takes care of the whole body, like because of the water and the suds and everything.
Oh,
All right. So the next question is,
yes,
everybody
yeah.
always washes the important parts, right? Under the armpit. Now, do you wash your legs?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
It's part
In
of your
between
body.
your toes.
Yep.
I only started doing that
Each
because
toe, like
yeah.
each toe, like you
Yep.
got in between each toe.
I only started doing that when
It hurts
ever since
every time.
you mentioned it. Ever since you
Okay,
mentioned it,
okay.
I'm like, oh yeah, wait a minute. Yeah, I don't think you don't people don't watch like their bottom of their feet,
Yeah,
their
some people
toes.
don't. Like you don't sit there, you just bring up your leg and you're like rubbing your bottom of your sole and everything,
But have you always done that though, or it's like
Yeah, I've always done that.
okay.
Like that's always been my
Your
routine.
your routine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Y'all clean every crack and crevice though? Like y'all get everything, or do you just?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, bro.
Do you wash your
Alright,
hair every single day?
I
I
do
do.
actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
I do not do that. Apparently,
I
it can dry out your scalp and then make you lose your hair a little faster.
I use
Probably,
I
but
use
it depends on your
conditioner.
hair.
Yeah, conditioner is fun. Conditioner helps with like some hair health, but like just the fact of shampooing it every single day, you end up if you don't use the right shampoo or if your hair is just generally a drier scalp, you end up drying out your scalp a lot.
So I
And-
use Head and Shoulders, and
That's a good
so
one.
that helps me with the dry scalp because I've always had flaky scalp hair ever since I was in middle school.
Mhm.
And I also have oily hair, so if I don't shower for a day, you'll be able to tell. Like you'll take one look at my hair and be like, "Oh." So
No,
I
me
kind of
too.
have to.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm the same boat.
I shower every other. I wash my hair every other shower,
Okay.
and I feel like
I
that.
mean, you.
It sounds like
I feel
most women.
Yeah, I was about to say because
Yeah.
No, you're not a woman,
people
but-
don't have to wash their hair. I wash my hair because it's so short,
Mhm.
and then like I sweat a lot, and
Yeah.
so if I don't wash my hair, it's just gonna smell like sweat.
Yeah, that
That's
makes
fair.
sense.
I use pomade, which is like it has vanilla smell to it. So even if my hair did smell like a little like sweaty or oily, like when I put the pomade in, it covers it anyways.
Pomade. Oh,
Yeah.
that's a brand.
No, it's a hair product. So you have like gel, you have boost, and you have pomade, and each of them have their own reason of why you use it. And so for me, I use pomade. I think because I had a barber tell me that pomade's better for like medium length hair. And so like
Okay.
because most of the time my hair is like this short, like pomade's better. And in the pomade I use gives us this little like kind of like shine, but like kind of like a shine feel, but doesn't have like the crustiness of gel.
Mm.
So it
Okay.
feels
How about-
natural
How about behind the ear?
in the ear.
That's,
Are you
that's
asking
one
if we
so-
clean behind the ear? Yeah.
That's
Well,
parts that
the
people
real
don't
question
really
is,
think of.
do you wash your face every single day?
I was just
hell
about to
yeah.
ask that. And then in addition to that, do you do it with face cleaner or do you do it with body wash?
Oh God, you better be doing face cleaner.
Wait.
Yeah, that's
Did
what
you
I
say
use.
body wash? I thought you were gonna say water. So
Oh no,
don't do it with body wash. That'll mess up your face.
I agree. I'm just making sure y'all do.
no, Wakanda would definitely get on me about that.
No, but
Anybody who gets on me about it.
there's one thing like, but so you wash your face, but do you also have like a skincare routine? It's something I've picked up recently is having a skincare routine.
Yeah, within the last 3 years.
Yeah,
Ever since I got
I just
married.
put on lotion on my face.
I mean that's better than nothing. But
yeah.
I
Also,
Face
I've really,
lotion?
like you said, like I was telling you, I get really dry skin in general.
mhm.
Hell, before we got on tonight, I put on some lotion just because I had some red spots.
Mm.
So
Wait, like face lotion, or you put on like regular lotion?
Body
it's
lotion.
face lotion. No, I don't put body.
Wait,
That-
I'm gonna
well,
I'm gonna trigger my
I know.
wife with
I know
this
there's,
one.
there's lotion in general. but
I
yeah,
used to use just like normal body lotion for like moisturizing my face. This is like before I started dating my now wife.
Was it
How did you?
did it have a smell, or were you using non-smell
It
body
had
lotion?
it's typically non-smell, but it had like that non-smell smell. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay. No, I'm just saying that because if it has a smell, you're messing up your face,
Yeah,
dude.
no, it was like
Yeah.
the Cetaphil, like the those like body moisturizer. I just use it for my face because like I didn't know any better. It's just moisturizer. And
Mhm.
yeah, I wasn't aware of like the different like type. But now I use a facial moisturizer. I use like some like moisturizing balm by Believe, and think my wife gave me my first little container of it, and so I thank God that I have her to help guide me through my skin routine. 'Cause
No, I'm in the same boat.
Yeah.
I like started going to the dermatologist like probably like a year ago, And then, but before that, I was just using whatever Wakana gave me, like in terms of like face wash, and then like the cleaning, like the scrub.
Oh, exfoliator.
Then, yeah, exfoliator. That's what it's called. Exfoliating, and then putting on like the moisturizer. And it's like several, it takes about 5 minutes. You're sitting in front of the mirror for about 5 minutes trying to put on everything.
What do you do, Alex?
I started getting into it maybe 5 years ago or so. Chris got me he got me like this beard and face wash because it's
for you it's a little different, right? Because you have like beard, so
I got the whole beard. So he got me one of those, face. And yeah, you do. And I remember I really loved it because it smelled like aged bourbon. And so I think it was called Gentleman Jack is the brand.
Sure.
And they were really good. And I just remember I started doing it just because I loved the smell. So then I started realizing like, oh, this actually kind of helps my face, and then started doing it more. And then my mom got me this this brand. I can't remember the name, but it's blue, and it's like a big tub of just face cream. And I just put it on like every morning or every night, just depending on if I remembered the night before or day before, or if I feel like I just need a little extra moisture in my face, because sometimes I just get a little peely. Like if you ever see like dry skin on my beard, it's because I forgot to put on some lotion that morning.
So do you have dry skin, or dry skin? I think I have oily skin. Like I'm opposite of you.
My skin tends to be oily as well, but I do go through dry spells.
Yeah, no,
both of y'all have like pretty good. I feel like y'all don't have that much. Y'all never had that much acne.
I had pretty bad acne.
Anthony definitely.
I had really bad acne for a bit. To a point where
it looks, but I guess what I'm trying to say is it looks really good now. Yeah. Like it looks as if you didn't have acne.
I have a little bit acne scars around here.
I got a couple here, like that I definitely wish I could. Well, I know I could do something about it, but I just don't want to spend the money to do something.
Actually,
microneedling.
I encourage you to get those like serums. So like we wash our face, we moisturize our face, which is great. But what I've been getting into is like serums, like vitamin C serum. I have like retexturizing serums.
Nice.
Like
what do those do?
They help, they do a wide variety. A lot of them are like anti-aging. A lot of them help clear up some like if you have blackheads, like I do, they can help you get rid of some blackheads. But they're more tailorized treatments. So like, hey, if you want your skin to glow more, if you do feel like your skin is a little too dry all the time, maybe there's a serum to help you like be a bit more like, I guess like moisturizer kind of a thing.
Yeah,
but that's what we should like. Yeah, like my face is like shiny, and now it's getting a lot softer because Michelle gave me this like retexturizing serum that I used every night. That's actually really, really good. So that's the next step. I encourage y'all to look into serums that help. If you want to look younger, if you want your face to be smoother and shinier and whatever, and
you got to get that Shiseido. That Japanese. Oh yeah, that's the Japanese one.
That's not like the purple one.
No, they're red and white. It's like an off red though, like a dark red. Shiseido.
Oh, sunscreen. Are y'all wearing sunscreen every single day, every single morning on your face?
I was outside enough for my job. I mean, I'm looking at a screen all day, so
yeah. I mean, I still wear sunscreen.
I know I'm going out. Like if I'm staying at the house, I won't because I know I'm not going out. But if I know I'm going out that day, I'll put on sunscreen that morning.
I do sunscreen, like a moisturizing sunscreen every single morning, regardless if I'm going to be in a room all day long.
But you still got to go out to go to that room.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I'm literally at the house all day.
Oh, that's true.
I'm not going to put it on.
That's fair.
But once I leave, I do. I try to put it on. Definitely, the vitamin C is really nice. Mm-hmm. The vitamin C serums, it like brightens your face. I've used that a couple times. Actually, where do y'all go to? Where does Michelle go? Or Chelsea go to get their
Ulta.
Sephora
or Ulta
to get their facial routine.
For Chelsea, she mostly gets it through gifts from her mom. Her mom kind of supplies her throughout the year. and then
Dang,
she just
she
doesn't
saves
really
a
have
lot
to.
of money.
I would say
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah. Mama comes in clutch.
my moisturizer for my face is like $70 $70 for like
Jeez, man.
maybe like 6
It's a big
ounces.
tub, right?
It's
Oh,
like
never mind.
It's like this big. I mean, you don't use a
How long
lot.
does it last you?
It's a very thick moisturizer. So you don't use too much. It lasts me about like maybe 2 months or so, 2-3 months.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah, it's a pretty thick tub but like it's expensive each time around. I always feel like, oh my gosh,
No, it
Anthony,
is
you
expensive.
my
you
face is
gotta
so soft
tell me
though.
what brand you're using for the blackhead ones, because I know I got some on my nose that I've never really been able to get rid of. But
Oh, you gotta exfoliate.
I gotta
yeah,
find
no, I
which
know
one
you gotta
Michelle has.
exfoliate, but that's why I'm asking him for his brand that he uses.
I'll have to ask Michelle. I used the one that she gave me.
Okay.
You gotta do.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever do face masks with your wife or just by yourself?
Yeah.
I've done it on occasion, but I mean, nothing. It's not like a regular routine or anything like that. It's more like now and then she'll be like, "Hey, babe, can we have a face mask date night?" I'll be like, "Okay."
Hey, it's very relaxing.
It's very
Don't get me
relaxing.
wrong.
It just sucks that like you just have to like kind of lay there.
I guarantee
And then-
that what's gonna happen after this, she's gonna ask me. She'll be like, "Can we do it tomorrow or this weekend or something?" Like, just watch. I'll be telling you
Really?
about this later.
Sometimes I'll do it
Guarantee
by
it.
myself, and I'll be like playing games. Like I'll be sitting here just playing games with a face mask on.
I know there's one that was like a
Okay.
foam you put on your face and then it foams and then at night you just wipe it off the next day.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
it's like you
Interesting.
kind of
Was it
sleep with
foam?
with it on essentially. It's like a foam.
Don't you get scared of like? Have you?
I couldn't do
did you
that.
get
I
scared
toss
of,
and turn
like,
too much.
taking it off? Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently it's a thing.
Not for me. It ain't.
Actually, do you guys sleep on your back or do y'all like? I know you just said you toss and turn, but
Yeah.
on your side, you're a side sleeper, back sleeper.
To get to sleep, I like to sleep on my side, and I like to sleep facing the left.
Oh, okay, me too. I'm a left side sleeper.
Oh, I guess I am as well. I stay on my back at first and then I usually end up rolling over to my left. That's where my nightstand is.
Nice.
Yeah.
So we all have good digestion. If you lay on your left side, you get good digestion.
That's
Interesting.
what they say.
Yeah.
Except, like I said, I don't stay like that all night, so who knows how much good digestion I really get.
But that's good.
What else?
Dang, man. So what else do you guys do for hygiene?
I mean,
How
it's
about
for
brush your-
y'all.
brush
Y'all
your
have
teeth?
like you have beards, and so you do more facial hair maintenance, right? Like
Yeah,
I don't.
do a lot of facial hair maintenance.
I don't grow beards.
Yeah, what do you do, Alex? Like
You know
How
what I
often do you
bought
trim your beard?
recently?
Sure. What you?
just for
Probably
men?
like
kidding.
1 to 2 weeks. But you know what I bought recently is
Mhm.
a beard, like a beard barber bib. And how it works is it has like these 2 suction cups that you stick to the glass, and then you put the other end around, and then you just trim it. It all falls down, and it's great for
Interesting.
cleanup. I love it. I love
what
it
you're
so
talking about.
much. I asked for it for Christmas like 2 or 3 years ago. One of the greatest things I've ever gotten.
How
It saves up so
long
much
and
time.
big does your beard get, Alex, if you don't shave it?
That's a good question.
Like,
See how thick Devante's hair is? Probably like that.
oh, I mean,
Yeah.
But you have a different hair than me.
interesting.
No, it's not the same hairstyle, but like in terms of fullness is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. So you can never get like the big lumberjack kind of beard. Like you can never look like Jason Kelsey. Like you can never have that kind of beard, that length, that shagginess.
I mean, hey, we get a couple subs. I can test it out.
Oh boy, I
I'm just
don't think
kidding.
your wife would enjoy that.
Oh no, she would be so mad at me. But hey, I'll
You
do
should
it.
She does
do-
not like that.
Wait, so do y'all do No Shave November?
I used to, but now I've made a deal
I don't really shave.
with Chelsea. I don't do No Shave November, and then I get to watch the Harry Potter movies in turn.
Does she not like Harry Potter films?
What a deal.
Her brother burnt her out on them. He watched it so many times growing up. She can literally quote almost every movie forwards and backwards.
That's fine. Harry Potter films are pretty solid.
They are.
I
But
really
I like to
wasn't.
watch them during like the fall season.
Ah.
And so
Just
she was
make
like,
it
"You want to
into
watch
the
Harry
mood."
Potter? Then No Shave November is off the table." One year I told her, "I was like, you know what? I'm fine with that." And she said, "Okay, I'll watch Fast and Furious with you." I said, "Deal." I said,
She
"Deal."
compromised.
Oh yeah, she can't. She thought something real quick.
I truly want to
funny 'cause,
see
like,
how
it's just
wild
prickly.
your beard gets. You too, Devante. How wild your facial hair will get.
Nah, bro. I think
I
this
feel
is
like
as
Devante
this is as
would
much
have
as it's
that,
gonna
How much
get.
it'll get.
I feel like you could get that traditional like Asian beard, you know,
I can't grow right
Devante?
here, dude.
that old school.
I
feel
don't
like
think
you
so.
could.
No, I
You
don't think so.
Even if you
Oh,
waited for
dude.
forever and never shaved it.
No, I think
No.
it'll just form into a goatee at the end of the day.
Oh,
I
okay.
can't grow this out right here. Like that connecting line
Yeah.
for right here. I can't. I just don't
When
have.
was
hair
the
there.
last time you trimmed it?
A couple of weeks ago?
Okay.
Like
so,
it really grows really slow.
so then don't trim it for 2 months and see what happens.
Nah, then it's gonna get too long here, and then it goes over the lip, and then it gets kind of annoying.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. The kind of beard, like the kind of like old school Asian beard that goes.
I don't
like that.
think his will grow that. I mean, I don't think his grow that way.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
I mean, it'll definitely take longer than 2 months. Just
Yeah.
to clarify, it would take probably years to get it like that.
I can't get rid of it though. Walking no get super mad at me. I like shaved it off one time, and she didn't talk to me for like a week. So
It's been a hot second since I've seen Devante without any facial hair.
I look like my high school days. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I look exactly like in high school if I shaved my beard like this off and this.
Mhm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. One of
I
these
feel
days
that.
we'll do a betting challenge, and then one of y'all will have to shave your facial hair.
I mean, I don't mind shaving.
Yeah.
It's just I just gotta
Yeah.
deal with walking her.
That's
I
not my
can
problem.
shave. You're just gonna get a baby face.
It's
I'm
my
gonna look like
problem.
I'm 5 years younger.
Yeah, I mean, same with Devante. So I want to see it'll be very fun.
Oh, there's like a filter that you get to see yourself without. It's like a
Oh,
trend
yeah.
right now that you get to see yourself
I've seen
without the beard,
Can
with or without.
can I see my face with a beard?
No, you already have one. Well, I mean, I'm sure Snapchat probably has like a beard filter, but it's like really interesting to see it backwards, like people who do have a beard and then they go to not having one.
Yeah.
Have you seen the videos of kids who grow up with their dads who have beards all the time, and then they see him without a beard for the first time, and they're
It's
just
wild.
terrified of the
Yeah.
man? They're like, "I don't know you. I don't mess with
Yeah.
you. I don't. You get
It's
away
because
from me."
as kids understand their parents like through their face, their structure, and so if you have a long beard and you just shave it all, like the face structure is all wrong. They don't know who you are.
That's crazy to think about, though.
Yeah.
Alex, you gotta shave then. You gotta shave your
Oh,
face.
I'll
I feel
definitely
like
do that.
his won't
I'll definitely
be
do it. I wanna
as
see what
like
she
dramatic,
does.
but maybe yeah.
I mean, it's not that dramatic, but I think it'd be nice, you know, for your daughter to see your face without
Clean shaven face.
clean shave.
I'll do
Then
it
you can
probably
grow
when
it
she's like
as you
5 or
choose.
6 or something, when she's just a little older. And then I'll do it, and then she'll look at me and be like, "What is wrong with you? Who are you?"
That's not my dad,
Stranger danger.
Right.
but definitely. How about other hygiene related stuff would be?
Ooh, how do you guys
deodorant
clean
over
your
there?
ears?
Oh, that's a good one. There's
I'm
two
bad.
ways.
I'm terrible. I'm the worst way. I do the I do
A
so
Q-tip?
I do 2 ways: the worst way and a good way. And unfortunately, the worst way is a little quicker, so I sometimes resort to it. But the worst way is Q-tips. Yeah, 100% the worst way, because all you're doing is just smushing it in. But like, I feel like I actually get it out, but that's just me. I'm
I
probably
mean-
not, but I actually got like a little thing that it has a camera on it, and I can see myself like picking the earwax out, which is
Oh.
kind of gross if you think about it. But I don't
You're
use the
intense,
camera
bro.
feature. I just use the actual like picking part to get the earwax out.
That's an intense session in the restroom. Like,
It's a time-consuming session.
But do you have a lot of like earwax that you want to clean out?
Whenever I clean it, yeah, usually.
Oh,
wait, how often do you clean it?
Maybe every 2 weeks or so.
2 weeks?
that's
Okay, is that normal?
I feel
not
like that's normal, right?
I mean, I unfortunately also like use a Q-tip to like kind of dry my ear, and I also clean it, but I just don't have that much earwax in general.
Oh, that's
How,
nice.
how often are you cleaning your ear though?
Oh, I'm cleaning like basically like every single day.
Okay, see, that's why you don't have a lot of
Yeah.
earwax 'cause
Yeah,
you're doing it.
yeah,
every
so
day.
that's why.
No, I'm the same way. I do it every other day, but I also use a Q-tip, and then sometimes I'll use like for the My ear holes are really
Man,
big.
we're all
according to Walkie
terrible.
now.
We're all using Q-tips.
Well, I mean,
According to
we're
Walkie
not. I'm
now,
not
my ear holes are big, so I'll
jamming
use
it
like
in
a
there.
tissue.
Okay.
I'll use a tissue to like clean the outer
Oh,
parts.
okay. Yeah,
like
yeah.
the bigger parts.
Sure.
And then the
That's
inside
good.
I'll use a Q-tip.
Oh well, that's the worst part to use it on.
But I don't have a lot of
Earwax.
like gunk in there. Like I've never
Sure.
had gunk in there. Like I have really good hearing. That's like the only thing.
I'll
Good
send
about
y'all
my
the link
senses.
for my ear cleaner, so you guys can see what I'm talking about.
It'd be my
It's kinda,
Christmas gift.
I don't
it's
know
like
if
a
I want to
little
buy
soft
that.
like tip.
Yeah.
No, but I'm sure there's one that doesn't have a camera. Like I just got
A
the
little
camera
hook.
because I thought it'd be nice. Yeah, it's like a really soft little hook. It's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
It's not even. It's more plastic than anything. So it's just enough that you can get the earwax out, and then what I do is I'll wipe it on like a piece of toilet paper so I can just flush it afterwards.
Mm.
Interesting. All right. What about teeth
Oh.
brushing? That's the next step.
Morning and night.
Do you
And then-
floss?
Floss, I am not the best at.
Do you clean your
but-
tongue?
Oh yeah,
Always.
I clean my
Yeah.
tongue every time. I clean my tongue so good that sometimes I'm
I meant gagging.
a little gag on it.
No, I am so bad with that. I ain't even gonna front, dude. Like whenever I clean my tongue, like
Yeah.
my gag reflexes
It's a terrible
are like
feeling.
on par, bro. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm like dying every time, dude.
Yeah, you feel
Like,
like you're.
no.
I know the feeling. Yep.
Like my
As soon as you get to that point, that's
water.
when I stop.
Like I feel like death every time. My eyes are watering, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm good at brushing my teeth. I'm not the best at flossing. I don't remember it. And then I clean my tongues occasionally. I don't remember that one either. That one's harder to remember.
Have y'all thought about getting a water pick?
man. So I've heard different things about water picks, like good and bad. I know that you have one, Alex.
I do.
How
I
do you
rarely
like
use
it?
it. I actually
you
really
rarely
like
use
it. It feels really nice, but you do bleed a little bit, but I think that's probably normal if you don't use it regularly. It's supposed to be really good for plaque and just it's basically like flossing but just with water,
Yeah.
But
I see.
I like it. And it's probably not for everybody though. What reviews have you heard? Because you sounded like you heard a bit of both sides.
Yeah, so I heard that it does get all the gunk out, like out of each individual tooth, like in between. But then, like you said, it could make you bleed. Like it could lead to a lot of bleeding in between.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, isn't that a case of you don't floss enough? So it
right.
bleeds. So if you floss every
right.
single day, theoretically, you should not bleed as much.
How often are
Exactly.
you using? Are you supposed to use it?
You're supposed to floss after every single time, like every
Every
meal.
single time you eat, right?
Yeah,
Single time you-
that's you're supposed
I
to.
just floss once a day, like at the end of the day before I go to sleep. But
Mm.
I don't really do it like in the morning or lunch.
Yeah, I should definitely do it a lot more than what I do. I probably do it maybe. I'm not sure.
You know those floss hooks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are actually really bad for your teeth. Like you're not supposed to use, like dentists do not recommend using floss
Oh,
hooks. Yeah,
Interesting.
you're supposed to actually use like
the little
floss.
I wonder
Yeah.
why. Do you know why?
It's because whenever you use the floss hooks, like some people they'll bite it to go into the the thing in between your tooth. So they'll bite it because it's not going through, and so it'll like push into your gum
Oh,
because you're applying more pressure.
sure.
Yeah.
And so it'll either like open up the wound or like make your gum bleed.
You just
and so
gotta.
that's why they
you just
don't.
gotta go back and forth. That's all.
No, but like to initially, like some people's teeth are so close.
Oh, so
Like to
close.
initially get it into that gap.
Yeah.
Like they'll
People who
use
got
their
really
bottom.
crooked teeth.
Yeah, so or even people who have straight teeth, like they'll apply pressure using their mouth and they'll bite down on it
Interesting.
to get it into that crevice, and so it's like really bad, like habit that some people have.
So just don't bite down. You're good, is what I got out of that.
Yeah, and don't apply too much pressure when you go into it.
Yeah.
But
Um.
how often do you guys shower?
Usually
Every day.
every day. Usually at night.
Once a day?
Yeah, usually I do it at night.
I try to go for nighttime nowadays. I used to only like religiously do it in the mornings because back in high school I would have trouble waking up in the morning, so the shower would wake me up. But nowadays I can just wake up and go whenever I please. So I'm like, okay, like I can kind of shower more at night, and it's nice to be clean before you get in the bed. That way, you know, it's not
Yes.
you're not getting it dirty.
Yes, I also believe. Well, I think you should shower at least once a day, definitely. And
Yeah.
it's really nice to do it before you go to sleep because then
You're
you
clean.
know that you're clean and your
Yeah.
bed, like if you're going to bed, right, and you're dirty, and then like you're gonna sleep in that bed every night, then your bed will technically be dirty, even though you're clean. Like if you take a shower before, I don't know. It's just an interesting thought, but yeah, I always try to take a shower before I go to sleep. And most of my friends know I will not go to sleep without taking a shower. Like even on vacations, like I could be like wasted and I'll be like,
you gotta shower.
I could be super tired. I could be wasted, and I'll be like, I need to shower before I go to
I
sleep.
want to get chocolate wasted.
I think one of my habits I picked up from my wife is whenever we go to like on vacation at a hotel and we're home, but we haven't showered yet, and because we're going out later, I do not get on the bed. I'm like as far away as possible.
Yep.
I'm like, I'll sit on the couch. I'll sit on the floor just to not get the bed dirty.
Yeah, I'll do that too. Because I don't know, it's just so interesting to think about, right? Like you're dirty, you get on the on the bed, and then you know you're gonna sleep there, and then when you're clean, sleeping on a dirty bed, it's like, are you really clean? I don't know.
All right, I got one more question before we close it.
Yeah, for sure. I know it's coming to a close.
What is your worst? You gotta be honest. What is your worst hygiene habit?
Hygiene.
So for me, I sleep in my contacts way too often, and I have daily contacts too. So like these
are so dry.
These are like once I wake up in the morning, my eyes are super dry afterwards. But I have a bad habit of just sleeping in my contacts. That's my worst habit, hygiene wise.
Okay, I would say in the morning, like I know I'm gonna eat, and so I don't brush my teeth, and then I'll go eat. But I'm not like interacting with people.
But then you brush it afterwards?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'll if I'm short on time, I'll eat Listerine. But if I have time, I'll brush it.
Okay. Interesting.
You sound like me whenever I realize after game night that I haven't brushed my teeth. I'll be like, you know what? Tonight I'm just gonna do a quick mouthwash and rinse, and then
that's different.
No, don't get me wrong. I think nighttime brushing is the most important. But if I'm just that tired, then sometimes I'll do that. But that's very rare. No, but my worst habit, it's probably is the flossing. Honestly, I definitely should floss more often. I don't know. Here's the thing you got to keep in mind. Like for flossing, the whole point of it is to not get cavities, right? Like that's the big point.
Right.
I've had one in my entire life, and that's it. So
don't tempt fate, Alex.
Hey, man, crazy. I've been saying this for years now. So if Fate wants to come after me, tell her to come on. The door's been wide open, waiting for her to do something. It's
because we're young. We got the enamel to protect our teeth. But like as we get older and older, if we don't do these habits now, right, we'll not maintain them in the future. We'll get cavities.
Yeah. Actually, I'm in the market for a new dentist right now. So if anyone knows a guy, I'd be happy to take recommendations because mine retired.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. Hygiene is very important, as well as going to the doctor. So make sure you do both. But that's another installment of Dude You Never Told Me. I hope you got to learn more about us through these stories that we're able to share. Make sure you keep your hygiene in order, and then try to stay out of the hospital. And we'll be right back on afterwards to address any other comments. You guys have anything else?
I was going to give a shout out to our designer, JT, for our wonderful background. And give a shout out to Laviction for our amazing intro and outro music.
And as always, I just want to thank you guys for taking the time out of your night to be here with us. I know it's not our usual day, but we appreciate you coming out and supporting us as always. We'll be looking forward to seeing you guys next Thursday.
Yes, sir. So we'll be on next Thursday. Thank you all for joining. And like I said, we'll be right back after this. Peace.